Hey Royals, it's our team kit day and my stamp set of the month kit. We have a couple people who've ordered this kit and they'll be there in the mail shortly, but we are using the Cheerful Daisies Bundle for our 4 cards today. I'm super excited to show you just all the huge variations you can do with this set. Go ahead and hold my flip and we'll get started. Okay. Not too bad. Let me just shift this a little bit, and I feel like I might need to zoom out. Let's see what we can, well, not that too. There we go. Maybe I want you guys to be able to see, but let me just adjust it just a little bit. I apologize for that. There we go. That looks more level. Okay. Let's get you guys focused. Zoom back in. Welcome, welcome. This video is made specifically for my team, but I share it with my other stamping friends just so that they can learn as well. And if they ordered this stamp set from me in the month of July, they will also be getting this kit, but they will get it for free. My team gets it for $10. I give them the option each month. I say, hey, this is the kit I'm making. Let me know if you want it, which basically covers the supplies I use and the shipping to get it out to their homes. And it's just a fun way to showcase a stamp set they might have gotten already and to show all the different things you can do with this one. This is called the Cheerful Daisies. It came out with a new annual catalog, and I love flowers. I love daisies especially, so this was a fun set to have. This is a bundle and actually part of a suite, so we have matching designer series paper and embellishments and dies and a stamp set. Let me go ahead and open this up so you can see where I keep my dies, and then I'll show you each card. All right, so I use a magnetic sheet in the inside that has adhesive on the back just to store my dies together with my stamp set, so I'm less likely to lose it. We are using a lot of these today, but not all of them, because it just does, I didn't use like this stem one right here or this cool looking, I want to say it looks like coral reef, but it's not. It's just like some plantage there. These dies are amazing. I want to show you how you can use this set with or without the dies, so just depending on what you have. And then also I have one bonus card to show you to show just the variation a little bit too. There we go. I feel like I'm still just a little bit blurry, so I apologize if you guys can't see everything as well, and maybe we'll just have to hold things closer. So here are 4 cards. Let me go through each one, and then we'll just talk about them and create them. This is a stamping only. I used the die for the label, but for the most part, these flowers are all stamped on here. This one features the DSP. So we have our DSP right here looking awesome, kind of showcasing that in different panels with the Oopsie Daisy. And then we have our die cut, so stamped then die cut daisies. This is another method you can use, or this is just die cut daisies with the coloring of the insides instead of using stamping for the daisies. So lots of different ways we can use this set. Let me go ahead and push these aside, and we'll start with our first one, which is our stamping daisies only. Let me make sure everything is still, I feel like it's just blurry. Do you guys see it blurry? I'm tempted to like try cleaning it or maybe turn on the light. Give me just a second to make sure things look better. Ooh, the light's good, but then it creates shadow, so we'll get rid of that light. Sorry about that. Thank you for holding. Oh, and while we do that, let me go ahead and show you the other card too. So this one shows off the die of the daisies along with the stamping out of the center and die cutting these extra details here too. So just lots of different options with this set. All right, let's get out the pieces for this one. And this is the basic white card base, the thick basic white. And what I went ahead and did already was I heat embossed the wishing you the brightest birthday. If you don't have a heat embossing tool and the powder, feel free just to stamp on here with a darker shade of green or even black, and that would be just fine. So we have our basic white card base. Let me go ahead and crisp that a little bit better with our bone folder so it's ready to go. There we go. And then we have our basic white to stamp on. You'll notice your garden green is missing a piece, but you'll find it easily that I stole it from there. So that's my tip, is always to use that mat that we're going to cover to get out some extra usage for like our labels. And then you do have some awesome ribbon as well that we'll use to help embellish this card. Okay, so we should be ready just to go ahead and start stamping this one. I do want to show you, so there's two ways to stamp these daisies. There is a color in and an outline. You could do just the outline, you could do just the color in, or you could do the two together. So here is the two together, and this one is just the inside, no outline for this one. This one is really cool. The way that I did this one was I just went ahead and I stamped it full strength for the outline first, and then I stamped off for the inside and then stamped it onto there. And I've seen lots of cool like two-tone colors with that one too. So there's lots of fun things to make with that one. All right, we are using Crushed Curry is my yellow of choice today. We'll get that out. And my tip is to start with the largest image. So the largest one we're using is the color in of the fill-in of our daisy. So ink that up. Oh, before we get too far, let me slide underneath here this foam mat. When we have these big images, I like to use a foam mat in order to make sure that it stamps clearly and all the way. We'll put this grid sheet right there too, keep it safe. There we go. Now we should be ready. I still have my ink on there, but I'll do it one more fresh tap. And then we're gonna start on the top left corner and go at an angle and press, lift up. And I'm gonna come down to my right and do another one, having it coming off the edge just a little bit. I don't want the full on flower here. And this one's just gonna be in the very corner. Right there. Nice. Next, grab the smaller daisy. Let's see if I put that one on my clear block or not. I tried to do some cleanup the other day, and yep, that one got put away. Hold on. Here's my clear block. Here's my stamp, and all I had to do is just stick it on there. So that's super easy to do. Go ahead and ink this one up. Oh, that's my outline. So maybe I'm missing my center. Hold on. Let's do a double check. Wrong one. We'll just stamp it off here, and I'll make that one later. Cute. Be careful. If you're like me, you'll get yours mixed up. They look very similar, of course. All right, that's the color in, not the outline. We're good to go now. Now we want to have it kind of in the window of these ones. So not quite lined up, going at different angles, and then not fully being on the paper as well. Okay, we should be able to put our crushed curry away for now, and let's grab our Pebble Path. If you don't have Pebble Path, you can use another shade of color that's similar, either like the Early Espresso would be nice, or even black. Keep it basic. All right, so we're gonna need our insides. So we have this guy here. Go ahead and ink him up. This is our larger inside, and we're gonna place him right into the center of our daisy here. There we go. And this one I had it look like it's going upside down, and I decided that makes it look like the flower is upside down. So this time what I did is make sure I kept all of the arch on the top side, no matter the direction of the daisies going. So that way my flower always looks like it's not upside down. Do the same thing with our little one. Looking cute. Okay. Put that ink away and grab our garden green ink there. And we're going to do our leaves. There's only one leaf size, which is kind of sad only because we have two daisy sizes, but that's okay. We'll make it work. And then you're just going to find spots on here and place a leaf. And it's okay if it goes over the daisy a little bit. Around each one. This one I'm actually put not by the daisy, but coming off from the side. And let's do one down here, one up there. And should we sneak a little one into this guy too? See if we can't put one right here. Okay, that looks pretty good. Stamp it however you want until it looks like a happy background to you. All right, so remove our foam mat, and we should be able to start assembling. What we need to do now is grab our mat, and we're going to attach that stamped piece there. I'm going to use just a little bit of liquid glue on the outside. We'll flip that over. I did not glue the center just because I didn't want to put glue down on my grid paper here. Okay. And then before we attach this, we need to grab our ribbon. So you should have two pieces in your kit. One's a little bit longer. We're going to use the long one first. I'm going to flip it over though. We're going to put some tear tape or even Stampin' Seal Plus. Doesn't matter which one. In fact, we'll just grab the Stampin' Seal Plus because that's easier. I usually get my finger to just get it started first, and then we'll go ahead and put it to the paper. So on the top and the bottom. And then we can put this where we want it, and then we'll tuck those sides. Make sure that it's lined up straight here on that right side. So I'll press down there, and we'll press down here. Okay, now we can go ahead and attach this to our card base. Add some liquid glue to the back. This time I will put some in the center. Attach. And if I was going to be picky, I'd go ahead and trim that so it wasn't so bulky, but we won't be too picky today. Nice. Go ahead and slip the other part of the burlap ribbon underneath the top, and we make a knot bow. So it means we're going to tie one knot first, and then we'll tie a second knot to secure, make sure it's going to stay on. And then I want this one to be parallel with that ribbon. Usually you can turn it the other way as well and make it look more bow-like. I want this one to go up and down. Trim off the ends at an angle. Yeah, it's twisting just a little bit, but not too bad. Looks pretty good. Grab our heat emboss label here and our dimensionals. Flip it over and add that to the back. And I embellish with my iridescent rhinestones. Let me see if I can find them. I usually cut them for your kits. If you want to, you can even slide the knot down once we have our label where it needs to be. Let's see if I have those handy. If not, let me grab them. You can always embellish with something different as well, but these ones are the iridescent rhinestones. And I thought I had them out, but they might be missing. No worries. Let's see if they fell out of the kit somewhere. I'm just gonna go ahead and use these glossy dots instead, which is kind of like a blue color, but I feel like it kind of, does that work? We'll make it work. We'll make it be fun, right? All right, we'll do a medium-sized one here next to our label. The largest one we'll do down here, and we'll stick one over there. Cute, cute. That one's super easy, mostly just stamping and some fun embellishing. Okay, that's our first card. Let's go on to our second card. This one's all about the designer series paper. So we have it in 3 different panels and then that basic white. This is a great layout to use with your designer series paper. So if you find yourself having more than your fair share, this is a great way to use it up and just kind of show a sample of your paper that way. So this is a Pebble Path card base. Go and grab that out. And then you should have some crushed curry mats and your DSP and the basic white to stamp on, and then some of the loose daisies. Shake those out for a second. I gave you more than enough so you can decide how you want to use them. I just used one on my original. And when I was going to make this card, I actually was going to do it with the friendship for here, and then my other card would be the Oops a Daisy. So I'm going to switch it up now, and we'll do friendship for this one. So we'll grab our basic white, and I'm using that garden green again for our color, for our ink. And this is small enough. I should be, oh, that's a bride's birthday. Let's make sure there we go. Hold on, nope, friendship isn't out yet. We'll get our friendship back out. There we go. Okay, here's your friendship means everything. Ink that up. Go center. Oopsie, looks like mine wasn't inked very well. I had some on the bottom of my everything was missing. Go center of your basic white and press down. Looks good. If it didn't turn out nice, you could flip it over and try again. Okay, now super simple. Let's go ahead and glue these to the matching mats. And you can pick what sides you want, but I like the solid with the 2 DSPs, or 2 like bigger images. So these are my bigger images, the longer pieces here. Flip it over, put some liquid glue, and line it up. Crushed curry actually is not my favorite shade of yellow, but I like it a lot with this color combo. I feel like it's kind of darker than my usual go-to. I like daffodils, probably my favorite yellow. So you could always change up your colors too. If you're like, you know what, I don't like that shade, or I don't have this color yet. Right, flip this one over. Do some attaching. Make sure that you have it spaced equally on all sides. And then a little bit of liquid glue here. I use my bottom finger to hold it in place while I adjust it everywhere else. All right, so here's the fun part. We're gonna line up these panels, and there's a couple ways you can do it. You could have the longer panel on the bottom, and then having the top panel above it, the smaller one, or vice versa. You can kind of see there. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch mine up for that reason, and that you guys can see the difference. Oh, hopefully I feel like it's still just blurry. Let me zoom in. There we go. Let's see if it makes it not so pixelated, and hopefully just not my internet connection that's bad today. All right, so we'll line this up, put a little bit of liquid glue. I'm going to be mindful not to, we need to create our semi-equal borders on the left and top of it. And then we'll use this one to line up that one. So the first one matters the most where you place it, and the rest you just kind of eyeball it and line it up with it. Good thing I'm using liquid glue so I can have some wiggle room there. I did not place that down the right first time. Okay, liquid glue on the back of this guy. We'll put him over here, give him some space, line him up at the top, creating some gaps here. And then we'll put this one down here on the bottom. Again, lining up from this guy to this guy, so I know exactly where my last piece needs to go. While we're here, let's add just a dollop of that liquid glue and grab a daisy and set that right there. This will take a hot minute to dry, so if you don't have liquid glue, you can use a glue dot. But look how cute that is. Super fun and easy, and that's the easy one. That one you can make mass produce, be great for a swap even. All right, set that one aside, and let's go on to our next one. Let's grab this one here. It's our smoky slates. Let's find this one right here. This is a die cut and stamping card. So instead of just having the stamped image or just having the dies, this is kind of a combo. You'll notice the DSP I'm using is a little bit different. And I got this from the Let's Go Fishing, I think is what it's called. But I really liked that pattern on here, and it is making it a little bit more masculine. I did go ahead and already stamp and die cut in the shaded spruce is the color I'm using for this one. It's just a little bit darker than that garden green. Let's grab our card base. Get that nice and ready. Go ahead and attach our DSP with some liquid glue. All my measurements for this will be over my blog, so if you want to make more of these, you'll have easy access to that information there. Okay, create a border about 1/2 inch on that side, and then we'll go from top to bottom for that DSP. Then we need to grab our pieces and we need to stamp. And we'll do the insides with our crushed curry. Make sure I have that clean though. Grab our center. I used it earlier for pebbled path, so make sure I wipe it clean so it's good to go again. Grab our crushed curry. And we'll do a little bit of stamping here. Go right about there for that guy. Cute. And there for that one. Okay. Next, let's grab our shaded spruce, our scallop rectangle. This is from the Scallop and Contour dies, one of my favorite sets. And we're going to place our flowers where we think we're going to place them, just as a reference of space for right now. We will move them in just a second. We're going to change this to be our Oops a Daisy. So we're going to grab our ink, open that up. Grab our Oops a Daisy and stamp that at the bottom right. Good. Then we're going to grab our leaf, which may wipe it clean because we used it for a different color. And we're going to stamp on here. So I'm going to say I want some stamping here, here, and up here at the top. I'm going to actually move this down just a little bit. If I really need to, I could use my pencil and mark the spots for it, but I think I'll be able to eyeball it pretty good. For this one, what we're going to do is stamp the leaf once and then stamp it again without re-inking. So we'll do one this direction, turn it, and do another leaf there. Same thing, just a little bit further over. And stamp again. Okay, move this one out. And we want some leaves at the top here. So we have one going this direction. There. And the final one coming off to the side here. Okay. I love that you can kind of see that I didn't press hard enough there, so it did ink differently on that side. Perfect card for Oops a Daisy. And in fact, I had lots of Oops a Daisies when I was making these cards, and I can show you my bloopers here at the end. All right, now we should be ready to attach this to our card base. Flip it over, grab dimensionals, and put them on the back. I like to do at least 5 when it's something large like this. So that way it's not sagging in the middle. If you want some to be even stronger, put another one on the side there as well. Okay, flip that over. Have it on the DSP and on our smoky slate and place it down. Flip these over and add some dimensionals. And it doesn't matter which one goes where. I like to have 2 on these guys. And we're going to have, this guy is going to be at our top over here. So we'll put him on first. Let's see where our leaves are coming out there. And then we're going to have this one overlap just a little bit on that top one. So this guy kind of go like there. Super cute. Okay, let's embellish just a little bit with our tinsel gems. And we had that right here. So we'll just remove the larger one, set it down here. Come up with the large and the smaller one, and put them at an angle on the side over here. And there we go. Super cute card. I love that we use the green for the outline of the daisy instead of like a traditional yellow or things like that. It definitely has a little bit more of a masculine feel to it, also with our color choices here. Love that one. We have one more to go. Let's grab our last one, which is this beautiful embossed basic white I have here, and then we've used the dies for our center. So set that aside so we can see it, and grab our crushed curry card base. Okay. Oh, that's right. I kept on thinking I had this linen thread out here for a reason. I couldn't remember why. I ran out of my baker's twine, so you guys will have that in yours, but I'm going to go ahead and just use my linen thread instead. Okay. Here we have the embossed fern, the basic white. Don't glue that on until we grab our baker's twine or our linen thread and wrap it around about 3 times. So we're going to just do a quick one to cross it over maybe and have one that's going straight. And then take your paper snips and trim. We'll make a cute little bow here on that left side. And leave it be for a minute. Well, actually, let's go ahead and attach this to our card base and let it dry while we work on the other stuff. Okay, liquid glue. I like liquid glue for embossed pieces, so that way it's hard to use a tape runner on textured items. So then we'll go ahead and place that right there and give it some time to dry. Because it has those pieces underneath, it's going to be uneven here as well. So if you want to use dimensionals instead to have that pop up instead, you totally could. Okay. And then we have our crushed curry with our DSP. Go ahead and glue those together. This is part of that Fresh as a Daisy Designer Series paper, which is part of the suite, which is just really, really pretty. Okay, set that one aside, and now you'll have 2 of these cluster dies. So what happens is that a die cuts 3 of them all at the same time, which you could leave them together or take them apart. We're going to do both. So what we're going to do is to grab one of them, and we are going to cut off the leaf off of both. We're not keeping the leaf at all. And then we're going to separate all of these pieces here with our paper snips just by going carefully around each one where they are together. One more right here. Okay. Then you can take your paper snips and just poke out those holes. You can keep some if you want or leave them in. It's up to you. We're just going to do a little bit of poking. There we go. Same with this guy. I kind of like it for this one to have it removed so you can see through like those holes there, that extra texture. I could use my take a pick tool too if you don't like using open scissors, because that's kind of slightly dangerous. So I'm poking through and then I'm rubbing the back, and then it comes right off really easily. Okay, there we go. And then I have little daisy confetti right here. This one doesn't matter as much. This one we just need to remove the leaf, and that one's good to go. For these ones, let's go ahead and grab our Stampin' blend. Any shade of yellow. In fact, I'm using that Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to just color in the center with my brush tip. So I'll go like this, kind of just do some circles. And then same here for this guy, the half daisy. And circles for this one. Nice. Okay, lastly, let's go ahead and do our stamping, and then we can do all of our assembling all at the same time. So this one's the You Made My Day with the crushed curry. And I have a piece I gave you. It's going to be a lot longer than you actually need. But I like to give you a little bit more space and then trim to size. So we're going to ink up You Made My Day. Come over here and go straight. So I'm giving myself a fighting chance, right? And stamp down. That turned out pretty good. I'm happy with that one. put my ink away. If you didn't have a stamping blend, you could use like a sponge dauber and ink it up with your ink, and then go ahead and color in those centers as well. So there's lots of different ways to color those in. All right, let's go ahead and put dimensionals on the back of this guy and attach them to our back. Again, we'll do the 5, 1 in each corner, 1 in the center. Like so, and slide this one in. Okay, that looks pretty good. Then we're going to attach our daisies that are still together. Just use a little bit of liquid glue and do it in like dots. Flip it over. I want my larger daisy to be on the right side here. So we're going to set it so it's angled kind of like so. Okay. Then we're going to flip over these daisies and we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of them. For these ones, we don't need huge dimensionals, so either use your minis or go to the side of your dimensionals and do a quick little snip or cut some dimensionals in half. So we'll do this one, I'll set on a petal, just that half one there. This one will go right here. I might do one more on the other side of that one too. And then this one has some larger spaces, so I could get away with using a full dimensional on this one, and maybe then a half on the other side of that petal. Like so. Okay, so the secret to this part, oh, while we're here, let's flip this over too. We need dimensionals on the back of this guy. Don't want him to feel left out. Do it probably 3 so he stays nice and strong. Okay, take the dimensionals off. And then flip this over, and then we're not going to put it so it's centered on. We could have it matching completely like that, but we're going to just turn it just a little bit so that you see the petals are in the window of the other one. Kind of look like it's more 3D and popping up that way. Do the same thing with the half daisy. Come over to it, center it, and then turn. Cute. Here's our little guys, our last one. Turn him also so he has some texture behind him. Remove the dimensionals of our saying, "You made my day," and slide that right in. And there we go. Super cute card using the dies mostly, and we stamped a little bit with our greeting. But that one's super fun as well. All right, let's get all these back in. So we have our dies only, our stamping and our dies with this one. Our DSP is featured in this card. And zoom out a little bit. See if I can, there we go. And then lastly, we have our wishing you the brightest birthday. And I was going to show you some of my oop moments. So right here, you can totally see where I got some green there. It's fine. Totally fine. And then my original, this guy here, look, he has some yellow splattered on him. Also totally fine with me. People who get my cards know that they are handmade and are full of Rachael flaws, but I think that's what makes them even more special, that they're scream Rachael. This is made by Rachael instead of store-bought. All right, you guys, that is it for today. Hopefully you've learned something new. I'll get that blog up and going so you can see all those measurements, and have a wonderful day. Happy stamping, you guys. Goodbye.